PH as Dilar is so amazing with it. There's the Natalia ban. Popol and Koopa, a hero that we are not seeing. And Manjin, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Dude, because it's quite known that my friend 8G in Tagalog,
8G?
it's Ocho 8G. His username is 8G. He is the pioneer of this Uranus Uranus
8G.
that Lar has been doing right now. So I think these are respect bans for Team BSB. I like the Parsa ban as well. A ban to the Queen. Oh my Venus. So BSB, I mean, they've been doing research right now on banning these two heroes.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Popol and Koopa right now is really effective on the off lane. Although it wasn't so successful as we're expecting, as it got the broken kit, or it's how broken it is, we're expecting to be played on the competitive. But right now, we are going to see a Kimmy in the hands of BSB, which is a bit different, like we usually see, but expecting that we got the Claw right now and the Sicilian of Oh My Venus.
It's gonna be the Kimi, Popol, and Koopa. We don't know yet whether or not this Popol and Koopa will be considered as a core. Do take note that we saw at least two different ways of using the Popol and Koopa yesterday. When Blacklist was using it, it's either side laner, more like a carry role. Now, when it was played by Brenny Sports, was played on few on a core role, but with supporting, I would say, utility type of playstyle. Went for the focusing mark, went for utility items, and was able to help his teammates win against SDI. Well, for BSB, with the picks that we are seeing right now, we still aren't sure whether or not this Popol and Koopa will be a core or a support. That's what I'm really excited about. I think that we will see it when they close their draft. ONIC PH, however, going to the Sicilian this time and the Claude. I think this is still standard ONIC PH. Might see like Cho for Dilar or perhaps
but I'm gonna bet
another side.
I'm gonna bet you one coffee that this Popol and Koopa is a support. I've been seeing pros running either the tank emblem right now with this hero. So I think this is going to be their lane or probably a support lane. They're gonna run the Skimmy Hyper panel as well. So again, it's the same strategy. Both of them running the one-man type carry. I don't know what they call it, 4-1 something.
And this is a possible 4-man mask on the side of BSB, which is really strong if you're going to play it as a Kimmy. But remember, Kimmy ain't that the top 3 hyper carries. We're talking about Ling, we're talking about Claude, we're talking about those kinds of hyper carry that really transition those kind of 5k gold into something big. So I'm really banking right on to ONIC PH. You got the extra layer of protection, you got the extra damage coming in from Sicilian. So yeah, that's all for me.
Amazing last pick from ONIC PH, getting the Lolita, canceling out the presence of the Kimi and the Lolita together. That's a very good pick for ONIC PH. But now the question from me is, what are your predictions, Osiris and Manjin? Who do you think is gonna win, and in one sentence, why do you think they will win it? Osiris, you start.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go for ONIC PH because this is the standard ONIC. That's it.
Alright. Manjin?
The Sicilian and the Lolita counters the Kimmy, so I think ONIC will win this.
Yeah, I think that last pick Lolita really gave it away. With the Cho having a free game as well, ONIC PH might win this game very easily. Well, that's our prediction here from the panel. Let's actually ask what our casters think as they will take us away for game number 1.
Thank you very much for that, of course, Wolf and the analyst desk. I am Rockhard alongside Seiya. Once more here casting for Game 1, ONIC PH versus BSB. So what a last pick, like Mr. Wolf said there, Seiya. I think you would agree. I see you smiling right there.
I agree entirely because the Lolita is like the complete ingredient for this Vian that ONIC PH would give us into our game, because man, the Lolita pick really counters the initial strategy that BSB would want to really apply here come our game. And I'm pretty excited. And I just noticed, I don't know, I just want to give this an off topic, like most of the weeks that I've been with the panelists and you guys are wearing glasses, so yeah, I'm aware
of course. Yeah, because our eyes are getting really stretched out from watching too many replays of all the tournaments and studying these guys and grinding our own ranks. So
Indeed.
our eyes are pretty much dead, almost. But I'm happy. I'm happy otherwise. Nonetheless, I think we deserve that. But here we're talking about the Lolita too much, right? I think we're giving it too much emphasis. We also have to remember that Lolita kind of has a cooldown on that Guardian's Bulwark. So if there's a chance for BSB to pull this off, number one, Trevor must have a great Popol and Koopa game. That's first one. And number two, they gotta make sure Fuzakin's messed up here. And I wonder if they're gonna do that. They need to mess with the Bulwark timings, and they need to go for that hyper-aggressive route.
Yes, and speaking of hyper-aggressive route, it looks like BSB is trying to three-man the two, one of the, crunchiest heroes of ONIC PH here on the top side. But you know what? I think they're turning really the tides around here and just getting the resources, stealing it away from the core damagers of ONIC PH. But that's okay, because this is still too early. And, there's also a downside to being too much together onto the early phases of the game. It means that Popol and Koopa won't be able to kill as much. Like what you said, hyper aggressive play, and this is where that BSB is pinning down the bombs on.
Oh, look at that. Look at the damage output from the Koopa aggression combined with, of course, Kimmy's super early game unlimited normal attacks. You gotta actually admire that. Yeah? They're doing a great job of getting resources, although I have to say, it's always shared between the Koopa and the Kimmy, I think. I don't know if he has a mask or anything.
Indeed, so I think we are going to have a potential tower dive right here, but you know what, the Sicilian will retaliate that with a pick-off for himself, and the Fuzakan will be forced to flicker out to safety, and Kim here just harassing them non-stop. But this isn't really on a slightly favor of BSB, simply because they weren't able to get a pick-off. Number two, if you look at the bottom side of their map, it's already teared down. And looking here, back again with this skirmish fight, the Claude and the Thongs was able to get a kill for themselves. So the initial aggression of BSB earlier from this top side, grouping themselves together and getting a potential pickoff did not turn into their favor, and at the same time, ONIC PH was able to get a snap on their own.
Wow, the revenge from ONIC PH.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that was just way too much to handle there for BSB, and it does show. So once more, we are in a bit of a pickle here in terms of the Popol and Koopa picks. But hopefully that changes. But right now, that doesn't feel like the case. S-Man going down real quick here with the action from D-Lar, and oh my Venus. While on the other sides of the map, everyone is just receiving pressure left, right, and center. Right now, top lane, I think they're not done.
They are not done.
Oh,
Will be used, and Kaplan won't be able to make it in time, and that was a successful tower dive by ONIC PH. But again, Trevor will be trying to pull this through. He'll be trying to pick up Dar right here. He's gonna get ejected by the Jawhead, but up to what cost? The Claude has Turtle, and now they're low on HP. Let's see, the Blazing Duet will be used in a timely manner to get that pick off to and fro, and saving Fuzakan to safety. Wow, and
oh, man.
I would like to highlight earlier the pick-off that Sicilian, with the help of his flame shot all throughout, really helped, and that's where it usually starts. So man, this is just dominating.
Absolutely dominating, I would agree. I'm actually a little surprised. BSB is actually somehow keeping it together. They're not as behind as I think most people would think because of the picks. They're not super behind yet. They still have some of that aggression in terms of Shider Cutie. Still has some damage, but again, it is fading very, very quickly. I'm wondering where BSB can pull off some of this damage, because the Koopa's not really growing as much as it needs to.
Yes, because you mentioned earlier that BSB is opting for a hyper-aggression in terms of the early game, right? Hence the reason why they went and grouped themselves together on the top side. But the thing is, ONIC was able to counter that and deny that hyper-aggression. And now they're turning the tides into their favor right now, allowing, at the same time, giving the squad a huge amount of space to scale and, deal some damage when it comes to the clashes.
Yeah, and you notice it, right? Whenever the Claude goes in, whenever Wise decides, hey, I want to join the team fight, oh my gosh, really, BSB HPs just get demolished. Completed already is the Raptor's Machete and the Demon Hunter Sword. Very, very important tools for a Claude, and that is why he hurts like a boss.
Indeed, and this is only in 5 minutes in, and we are now seeing a huge gold gap for both sides of the team. Okay, another one will be pulled through. Numinous Blast will be hitting none, but still, that was a pick up for the Thumbs alongside with Sicilian support, and they are not gonna stop. Blading Go when it's gonna be used onto the tower dive. They will proceed to get that pick up. Jawhead will be taking one for the snacks, but unfortunately, that was a beautiful sweep by ONIC PH.
Absolutely. Gotta commend Wilson there for the nice attempt in removing Wise. At least it slows down the aggression, slows down the damage rather, for ONIC PH by a little amount. Let's have a replay. Look at that, because we have a lot to break down, because that went so bad for BSB. Everyone just died one by one. No one could do anything to help one another. Wilson again tried to go for the kill on the Wise. Does manage to pull it off with help of the tower, but again, at what cost? I think they lost a lot of gold in that exchange. Look at that, 7k goldie.
Indeed, I agree with you on that. And the thing is, you can really see the difference in terms of how BSB and ONIC PH engage in a team fight. If you notice that ONIC PH waited for the remaining members to really huddle together, while BSB, if you saw, there was an early engagement by one of their members. And again, when I talk about space, Claude is just going all out. And speaking of all out right here, just look at the HP, look at the damage output they're inflicting on Cap 1, forcing him to back away. And now transitioning to the middle side, and it looks like more and more damage output with the help of Lolita manages to negate that.
Oh, why? Still good damage! And of course, it's gonna be the bats. So we're gonna finish it off here. Oh my Venus, this support mage. Oh my Venus, when you hold that Sicilian, just always so scary.
And that's the thing, that's the good thing, that if you have a white snacks, they're just doing this all through and through. You know what? If you go near us, we're gonna pick you up so easily. And down goes the middle turret right here. And they're not, they're not rushing this. They just really want the bases out, exposed and about. Oh my!
Not rushing this.
Goodness.
We're at 7.5 minutes. What's happening here? This is too fast.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my God!
Okay,
What the humanity right now.
This is torture. When I said not rushing, I meant not rushing in terms of, going for the base. But in terms of the game, they just finished it all out. And ONIC PH just showing